Alright, welcome back. So right now we're just going to do a couple of problems involving volume, and the first one is just going to be considering how much water the following aquarium or fish tank can hold. So let's get started with that with A. So we know that our length is 35, our width is 20, and our height is 25. So our volume is going to be equal to 35 times 20 times 25. Now again, you can do this in your head if you would like to, or you can do it with a long multiplication. I've already done it, so it can be 15,000 centimeters cubed. Now an important thing to know about a centimeter cube is that 1 centimeter cubed is the same as 1 mil. So when we're talking about units of volume, that means 1,000 centimeters cubed is going to be equal to 1 liter. And this can be useful for later on when we do problems involving converting between volumes of liquids and volumes in centimeters cubed. So let's get started with B. B is going to be equal to, so B has a juice box, and this juice box is 14 centimeters tall, 7 centimeters wide, and 4 centimeters deep. So if we would draw a representation of that, something like this, just consider it a rectangular prism. That means it's 14 tall, it's 7 centimeters wide, and it's 4 centimeters deep. Now we'll determine the volume of this first, but the next part of the question is that the juice box is filled with 280 mils of juice. How much is empty space? So what we're going to do is we're going to take away the 280 mils from our total volume that we determined. So our total volume is going to be equal to 14 times 7 times 4, and that means that our volume is going to be equal to 392 centimeters cubed. Now remember, a centimeter cube is also a mil, so this is actually equal to 392 mils. So ultimately our total empty space, or empty space, is going to be equal to 392 minus 280, and that just equals 112 mils, or 112 centimeters cubed. So a large part of this juice box is in fact empty, and you could probably think about this as this is all the juice inside of it, and then we have this empty space or air pocket in there. Alright, here's a couple for you guys to practice, so just give the video a pause, give them a go, and then I will solve them. Alright, let's get started. So for our first one here, part 3, we're going to just look at the volume of a box. So for 3A, we have our volume is going to be equal to 25 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 25. That means our volume is going to be equal to 18,750 centimeters cubed, which is quite a large number. But if we were to break this down into mils, that's only 18.75 liters rather. So let's do 4 now. 4 is asking us to look at this cereal box and determine the total volume, and then after we determine the total volume, we know it's only halfway filled with cereal, so we have to determine half of it to determine how much cereal we have. So let's get started with determining the total volume. So the volume is going to be equal to 30 multiplied by 20 multiplied by 8, and this is equal to 600 times 8, which is just 4,800 centimeters cubed. Now once we know this, and we know that our cereal is half as much, so our cereal in there is going to be equal to half of 4,800, which is just equal to 2,400 centimeters cubed. So only half of the box, or 2,400 centimeters cubed, or 2,400 mils, is actually going to be cereal, and the rest will just be empty space. Alright, that's it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.